When the Beatles disbanded in 1970, the split was anything but peaceful. Years of tension had been simmering, and although it was John Lennon who first voiced the idea of breaking up, it soon became obvious that each member was ready to walk away. Paul McCartney's decision to take legal action against his bandmates to formally end their business partnership shattered any last illusion of harmony. What followed was an open battlefield. Lennon and McCartney turned their frustrations into weapons, trading blows through songs and interviews. George Harrison, freed at last from the suffocating dominance of the Lennon-McCartney axis, flourished creatively on his own. And through it all, Ringo Starr, the quiet anchor of the group, emerged as the one figure capable of bridging the divide, even after the dream was over. His third solo album would prove just that. Released in 1973, Ringo was more than just another record. It was a cultural event, largely because of the people who chose to join him. His debut, Sentimental Journey, 1970, had already featured contributions from McCartney and legendary producer George Martin. But with Ringo, he went further, unintentionally engineering what would become the closest thing the world ever had to a Beatles reunion. Starr, a charismatic drummer and endearing vocalist, was never known as the band's chief songwriter. Beyond Don't Pass Me By and Octopus's Garden, his Beatles contributions had mostly been covers or pieces crafted by others. His early solo projects leaned on outside material too, but this time he turned to three people who knew him better than anyone else: his former bandmates. The result was extraordinary. For the first and only time since the breakup, all four Beatles contributed to the same record. The album opened with I'm the Greatest, a tongue-in-cheek anthem penned by Lennon and performed by Lennon, Harrison, and Starr together. The only moment post-Beatles when the three of them would share a track. Then came Photograph, co-written by Starr and Harrison, a shimmering hit that resonated with audiences worldwide. Decades later, when Harrison passed away, Starr chose this very song to honor him at the concert for George, underlining its bittersweet legacy. Harrison also gifted the tender You and Me, Babe, written with help from longtime Beatles aide and friend Mal Evans, adding another personal thread to the album. If Lennon and Harrison's involvement felt natural, the real shock came when Paul McCartney joined in. Alongside his wife Linda, he wrote and performed 6 O'Clock. According to stories, Starr had teased McCartney into participating, suggesting he wouldn't want to be the only Beatle absent after the others had already taken part. The track became one of Starr's favorites, not just musically, but because it symbolized a healing connection. McCartney's relationship with the others had been the most fractured in the aftermath of the breakup. Lennon had once cut deep with his scathing song How Do You Sleep, a track that even had Harrison playing guitar on it. For McCartney to reappear on Ringo marked a quiet turning point, a hint that wounds were beginning to mend. Starr later reflected that, while they were no longer functioning as a band, their bonds as friends were rekindling, and that, to him, mattered more than anything. When Ringo hit the shelves, it soared, igniting rumors that a Beatles reunion might actually be possible. McCartney dismissed such speculation at the time, yet history suggests that if fate had not intervened, if John Lennon's life had not been so brutally cut short, the Fab Four might indeed have found their way back together. That chance never came, but this album remains a shining reminder that, despite bitterness, rivalries, and distance, the Beatles were, at their core, four men who loved each other and who, deep down, knew they were far greater together than apart.